Okay, so basically, I have a lot of energy that I'm carrying, and I would like to make another video now. So hello again, and I'm waiting for my bus, so there may be background noise, so I'm very sorry about that. But basically, I just want to talk about the blog post for age 7, the next blog post. I'm hoping I may be able to get to the YMCA, but I don't think I have to see actually. But basically, I'm actually dealing with a lot of different things right now. And I don't know if you've ever had something happen that only it happens to you, or only somebody treats you a certain way, and so to everyone else it's invisible. Well, that's kind of something that's happening in my family system, and so I have to kind of like react in a way to kind of preserve my cells, because I will get sick otherwise if I allow it, especially now that I'm weak and taking the bus and I have my mattress on the floor. I have to find a bed frame. Like, I'm working at another unjob, trying to get my Act 1 goals going. And when I have another person I'm connected to not engage with me for my birthday, I will be like, damn, like, what's wrong with me? You know? So, and then there's that on top of all of the things in the world, you know? What do you do when you see all of these news reports of all of the hangings that are deemed suicides? But if you're anybody with any sense, you know that particularly in this era or any era of the United States history, anything of this nature deemed as a suicide, the reality is that these things are lynchings, right? So it's just a lot, you know. And maybe I can address this more in depth in another, you know, God willing, with safety, in another video. But let me give the rundown of this memory, age 7. This is just things I remember that I really just remember from this time. And this is going to be like yearbooks from my older siblings, who I will give details, but I think I'm going to keep my personal life, you know. I don't want to. It's just a mess. It's just an awful, awful mess. It's an awful mess. I don't even know any other words to describe it. I've had to do holiday cards in the quantum because of the fact of the real, like, I promise I should not have been born. I promise that given everything, it just would have been much more sound with, okay. But anyway, so the first thing is yearbooks. I loved my older siblings' yearbooks because they really let me see what high school was going to be, and this was like in Stone Mountain. So they attended high school in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and I really, really admired them so much. Now, it's really sad because of the truth of the reality of the harms that one was doing to another sibling at this time as well, and then also, you know, the harms that my father was doing to them as well. And then also just we were living in the hood environment on Memorial Drive sometimes, and I loved this time period because I really admired them and wanted to go to high school because of what I saw in these yearbooks. So I would see like superlatives. I remember seeing the word witty, learning the word witty for the first time, and seeing 2 white people and just like thinking that they spelled it wrong. Like what it was like called most wittiest or some, the way they did it. It was just in my 6-year-old brain, you know. I didn't know that word yet. Then I didn't realize that it was like, you know, clever. And then the students that signed the yearbooks, and then they were friends of one of my siblings. I mean, and they took me under their wings as their, like, you know, honorary younger sibling too. It was a pretty amazing time for these memories. Okay, so yeah, I just hope that things can come back to the middle at some point, because shit is just shitting right now. Okay, number 2. Gymnastics and ice skating. I love both of these sports, and these sports were pretty popular in the Olympics in this time period. And I remember learning about a skater named Tara Lipinski when I read Sports Illustrated for Kids. And then in 1996, when the Olympics came to Atlanta, I remember we were in Lithonia at this time. We had 2 cousins visit from California, and they were first generation, 2 Nigerian parents. And then we were like, we're like misfits as bicultural kids with one parent that's Nigerian and another parent that's ADOS/FBA. Oh gosh, excuse me. I'm also next to a fast food restaurant. So basically, this is basically what's going on here. And yeah, and I remember just loving the gymnastics, them winning so much. Loved Dominique Dawes, who was like the black gymnast that was really talented. And she predated Simone Biles. And I remember seeing on television when Carrie Strug stuck that landing and immediately hurt her foot and ended her career. Okay, all right, and she actually didn't need to do that. Actually, she didn't actually need to do that, and that was really sad. Actually, so it actually predated also the abuses that we would later learn about what's happening in gymnastics as well. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is gifts. For holidays, for Christmas, I would get beads all the time, and I didn't actually like beads like that. I loved making jewelry, but eventually I stopped really loving making jewelry. So I just think sometimes now, why didn't anybody see how much I enjoyed going to Fernbank Museum of Nature and Science and things to get me a science kit, or things to get me something related to, I don't know, dinosaurs. They had such great dinosaur fossils, or constellations. The planetarium was pretty fabulous. So stuff like this, okay? So anyway, one year I did get rollerblades, and I really fell in love with those. And I remember, because I loved ice skating and gymnastics so much, I tried to do a triple axel off of the apartment steps. Just 3 steps, except it failed miserably. I fell and scraped my knee and didn't land the axle or anything. And that was the end of that. And I learned my lesson, even though I was fearless for some time longer after that. And then that's it. Let me go ahead and get onto my bus. I'm sure it's in the distance somewhere, so I've been talking for long enough that it should be showing up anytime soon. All right, thank you for listening, and God willing, Act 1 will happen, Act 2 will happen, and I'll be able to talk more about as things progress, each blog post as it unfolds. All right, thank you. I wish you have a great day, an event, and what is it, a productive day, and goodbye. Thanks.